Hey guys, welcome to part 8 of how to make a 7-foot 550 paracord stock whip. In this segment, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the overlay and attach it to the handle. So I hope you learned something. Here we go. Alright, for our overlay and our final loop, you guys are going to need to cut 2 strands at 20 feet, 1 strand at 18 feet, 1 at 15 feet, 1 at 11 feet, 1 at 8 feet, 1 at 6 feet, and 1 at 4 feet. Equaling 8 strands for our flat braid, which I've already cut the strands. These 2 black ones are my longest ones right here on the side. And these are already gutted out and ready to go. So you guys hit pause right now. The halfway points to all the strands, it's all along right here, right in the middle of the vise. So what we're going to do, we're going to move them down 2 inches, just like before. Just like the last loop we made. Try to pinch them all at once and move them all at once. And just like that. Doesn't have to be exact, just about 2 inches for all of them. Alright, now you can tighten down your seat clamp or your vise that whatever you guys are using. Okay, in our first strand, we're going to go like that. Point to this corner. So we're going to go over, under, over, and under for our first strand. Off to this side. Then we're pointing to that corner. So we're going to go over, under, over, and under. Now it's going to look a little messy at first. Okay, back down the middle, pointing to that corner. We're going to go under, over, under. Try not to let this one cross. It's going to want to cross over here. So we're pointing to that corner now. And one's going to go over, under, over, then under again. See, it's starting to come together now. You're pointing to this corner. Which is under, over, under. So we're pointing to that corner. I'm going to go over, under, over, and under. Just like that. Okay, continue with that pattern for about, I want to say 4 inches, because we're going to be doing comparisons the whole time to our dowel rod here. Once this loop fits over the top of this one, then we're good to go. Okay? All right.
Mulligan.
God!
Testing me.
All right, guys, we've reached 4.5 to 4.5 inches for our flat braid here. 8-strand flat braid. It's very important that we have the 2 black strands on this side. Whatever your 2 longest strands are, make sure you end with them on this side. Okay? The black ones started over here, so I ended them right there. And the 2 tan ones are right there too. So we know we're evened out. Now, take your second belly and go over the top. You can see it fits perfect. Okay, so take your flat braid out of the vise carefully. Like I said, keep the one side pinched. So this time it's 4 strands. When you take it out, you gotta be real careful. All right. There, just like that. Keep the 2 sides pinched. All right, there we go. Loosen your vise up. Okay, I have my 2 sides pinched, and our second belly with the loop is back in the vise on the 1 1/4 inch dowel rod. What we're going to do, we're going to slide this on there carefully. Okay, just like that. And those strands in the back, all right. So what we're going to do right now is take the top strand on this side, which is tan, because our center's pointing to that corner for now, but only pay attention to it at this point. All right, we're going to go across the front over 4. Okay, don't pull tight or anything yet, that'll come later. All right, now we have 5 up front, as you can see. What we're going to do now, take one from over here. I said don't worry about this, even though it's pointing to that corner, we have to take from that corner over there, because we already took one from over here. So we're going to go under 1, over 4, with the top one in the back. Pull that through. Okay. And now we go back to this corner. The next one in the line is going to be one of the long ones. This one's black. We're going to go under 1, because we have 5 up front. Under 1, over 4. Okay. Now we're going to go back to that corner. Find your top one in the back. You got 3 left back there. We're going to go under 2, over 4. Okay. Back to this corner. We have 2 left second longest one. We're going to go under 2, over 4, up front. And now we should have 7 up front. 2 in the back on this side. Take your next one in the line. It's going to be under 3, over 4 on that side. And there's 1 left back there. 1 left over here. Make sure you organize this. There should be 7 on this side up front now. Under 3, over 4. Okay. And our last one on that side right here. Under 4, over 4. So just that simple. Now you guys can start snugging them down. Make sure you're centered with the, make sure your flat braid, your 8-strand flat braid is centered on that 6-strand flat braid. And it is. So you can start pulling on these strands. What that's going to do is just kind of seat it around it. He's pulling those a little bit. Not too much yet because we're not plaiting yet. So just snug them down a little bit for now. What you guys have probably noticed, there's no binding either. No binding for this because it's just like a snake whip pretty much on the end of a wooden handle. So now look at this right here. It's pointing to that corner, the one up front, the green one. We're going to take that one, go around the back on this side, under 4, over 4, just like that. Okay, right here. Under 4, over 4. Just like that. Okay. Now what I need you guys to do is make sure your 2 longest strands that are the same length, that there's 2 of those on that side, which mine are black, so you can see right there. And there's 2 on this side. So we know we did it right, and that way it won't be screwed up when you get towards the end. Because I've already screwed up a Stockwhip doing this because of that. So very important step right there. Because if it's not, then you have to go back up to the actual flat braid and start over. So. But if you got both on each side, you're good to go. So continue on plaiting down the thong of the whip. Alright, we're going to drop our first strand right now. This one right here, I know it's a little long, but it's starting to get bunched up, and as you make whips, you can kind of tell when you have to drop a strand. So once it starts getting bunched up on the back side, that's usually when it's a good indicator that you need to drop a strand. So that time has come. So this one right here, what we're going to do, it's 4 in, right? So we have 4 up here and 4 down here. It's the 4th one from the bottom in. Alright, so what we're going to do, pull it tight, just like that. Go underneath. And try to get it straight. snug the one up right down below it. And same thing with the other side. Make sure it's straight, guys. If it ain't straight, it ain't gonna look good, so. Just like that, and I always keep pressure right here to keep tension on that, at least for now until it starts to get covered. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some super glue. This just acts as kind of like an anchor so it doesn't slip out. Okay, lay it on that, press down. Alright. We're going to do this. Trying to get it shorter. There we go. About 1.5 inches long. Right down the center. You can see it's right down the center. Take your lighter, the tip here, press that down, and then continue. We're pointing to that corner, so take this one right here, your top. Now it's going to be under 4/3 for this side, because we dropped the strand. But now we're pointing to that corner. For this side, over here, it's still under 4/4 until we drop our next strand, coming up here. Then it'll be the same as this side. So they kind of just go back and forth as you go down the whip. All right. I forgot to show you guys how to drop to 6 on each side. So I backed up here. We have 7 on this side and 6 on this side. So the next shortest one right here to drop, this is what we're going to drop, is right in the middle. So 3, it's the 4th one up from the bottom, and the 4th one, just the 4th one up from the bottom. Okay, pull that one tight, go underneath, right there. We're going to take our glue again. Press that in. That's glued down, and then take your scissors. Only come up a little short, usually about 1.5 inches for the piece here. Okay, just like that. Keep everything. As I was doing all that, I kept this really tightly pinched right here, so it can't back in, it can't back off. Now take the one right below it, tugging that one really good. Now we're going to take, since we're pointing to this corner, we're going to go around the back. And now we're to under 3/3. So 6 on each side, we're down to a 12 plait. So continue on. Okay, we're ready to drop our next strand. It's right here. So there's 6 on this side. It's the 3rd one up. Everything's already pulled tight on both sides. We're going to go underneath right now. Okay, get your glue. Doesn't take too much of this stuff to kind of glue it down. And then about 1.5 inches. Melt it. Pull everything tight. See, we already went over the top of it. Pointing to this corner now. We're still 6 on this side. Under 3 over 3. And then point to that corner. Under 3 over 2 on this side. And do the same exact thing we just did to this side. Okay, we're ready to drop the next strand. We're on a 10 plat right now, 5 on each side. I got my one ready. I know it's a little long, but that's okay, because everything's starting to bunch up. We gotta drop a strand, so. And I might have screwed up the 8-strand flat braid at the beginning, because I noticed something here. As you guys can see, it's offset by about 4 inches or 5 inches. On the same side, those strands should have been flip-flopped. So this one should have been on that side, and the other one, and this one should have been on this side. So either way, we have enough strands to finish it out. But that's something to watch out for, because it will happen. All right, we're ready to drop this one. Pull it one last good tug. I go underneath. Okay. Get your glue. And then cut it. Melt it. That was a little too long, guys. There. That's better. Alright. Press it into the glue. Okay, we're pointing to that corner over here. Go, and then we have 4 on this side now, so you're going to go under 2 over 2, and repeat the same thing for this side. All right, for your next drop, with 4 on each, with 4 on this side, we go under 2 over 2, and then the third, second one up, go underneath. That's gonna be our drop strand. Okay, and pull that bottom one. Get your scissors. Snip it. Melt, press. Get your glue. Put a dab on there. Okay. We continue. Point to that corner. So it's around the back. Under 2 over 1. Continue on till we have to drop our next set. Okay, we reached the end of this strand. So drop this one. It's going to be the second one in from the bottom. Right, currently we're at a 6 plat. So we're going to drop this. So you go over the top of that. Make sure you pull snug on this strand. There you go. Tuck it underneath. Make sure everything's good. Snip that. Just like we have been doing. Get a little glue in there. Here we're pointing to that quarter, so and then we're going to print the next colored strand right here, the last one. We'll be doing the same thing to that one pretty quick here. So continue on. And once you drop that strand, you'll be at our core ended up being about from the top of the dowel rod to the tip of this 4 foot 11 inches. So snip this off. And we're looking for 5 foot 3 inches. So after we drop off the main core, we're probably going to go for about 4 inches, and then we'll call it good. So do that now. We're in a 4 plat. I platted for another 4 inches without a core. As you can see, it makes an even better taper because of the that much more narrow towards the tip. I measured from the top of the dowel rod to here, and we're exactly at 5 foot 3 inches is what we want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the fall. So you need to take a 4 foot piece, gut it out, and we're going to be using our micro Permalock needle. So you need to melt the tip of this and form it. It does get a little hot if you're not careful. That should be good. Almost like a needle point is what we're going for. That way the needle threads on there nice and easy. Okay. Need you to find the halfway point. Right there. We're going to go inside the gutted paracord. Just work the needle in. Once it starts, it's pretty easy. You see we made like a loop at the one end. And just like that, there we go. At the end, take the needle off. pinch that. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do now is take the loop and go and put the paracord through. Just like that. That should be good. Now, I'd say about half an inch above it, where these strands drop. I want you guys to singe it down. Just so it's got a good grip on it. So it's almost like a noose. There you go. I'll just take the slack out of it. That's what I do. Okay, there's a number of different ways you can make a 4-point fall hitch. This is the way I usually do it. So go around the top, pick the highest one, go around the top, and then loop it back down through itself right here. Okay. Tie a little knot in that one. Know you that you used it already. Okay. And grab your next one, your next highest one. Do the same thing. Okay, you got 2 more left. Loop around and go through. And for the last one, we're going to do something different here. Here's our last one. We're going to go around, but before we do that, let's melt this tip down and form it so we can put the Permalock needle on. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go around and then through the loop, just like that. Now instead of just like that, we're going to go back up through it right here. You guys can see that. Right along the fall. And then right through the top. Right here. See? The loop, the little noose we made for the fall. That's where it's going to end up there. Leave a little slack because we're going to have to pull these with the pliers right now. Okay. You can start pulling the other ones too. Get them kind of singed down, or yeah, I guess you could say singed down. Tighten every one of them down. Okay. Make sure you get that last one really good. Because that's the one that's going to be holding a lot of this. Alright. I pull that up. That loop up in there. Just like that. You can kind of work your fall down a little bit. Okay, that should be okay. Once again, pull that last strand up through there a little bit more. Alright, now you can trim these. About 1 inch. And just pinch them. Just like that. Okay, let's take a look here and see what we got. What I usually do is just snip this and melt it. Fluff it up good though. That way it can't go back through. That way it stays tight. And one last time, pull all those strands again. The ones you can actually grab. That way it's super tight, we know it's not going anywhere. Okay, and work the slack out of the fall. Alright. For this fall, we're probably going to do about 20 inches, maybe 18. Yeah, let's do 20. So find the 20 mark. Right there. Snip that. Melt the end. Okay, all left to do now is attach the cracker. Okay, we're going to attach our cracker now. Take a nail or a small screwdriver works too. And we're going to hammer our way through there. So just like that. And take your cracker. This one happens to be T90 Dyneema thread. Okay, we're gonna put it on there. See how I did that? through. Then I looped it over the top. If you guys are curious on how to make these crackers, I have a video out from last year, from 2017. So take a look at that. So that's how we attach our cracker. All right. Last part of the thong. Last thing we have to do is roll this whip out. Probably have to do this one for a little bit longer. This one's going to be about 15 minutes. So continue with that. Okay, we completed the rolling of the thong of the stock whip. All that's left to do now is to attach it to the handle. We are ready to attach our two loops together to form the keeper. And now this is a huge whip, so get ready for that. Alright, I'm going to go over the top of this one. Just like that. Okay. You take the other end, the fall end, run it through. Now this is tricky to do because it's gonna, there is no transition, okay? To get it through just right, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but once it is through, it ain't going anywhere, so just kind of work its way up there. I know it's not going to be easy. Never is. Okay, we made it that far. We're pretty close. I just kind of work it back and forth. And it's pretty close. Sorry, I'm out of frame, guys, but all right. So you should end up with something like that. So you can focus up on that. So you can see there. That's our keeper. It's kind of an oversized, monstrous stock whip, so all we have left now is to test it.